preferably 2. Now in the past, I mean if you turn the Wayback Machine way back, having a flashlight or a light that had enough brightness to be useful, those things were really big. They were the mag lights of the day. They required 3 or 4 D cells or C cells, and maybe you got 100 lumens out of them. Not very practical to carry in one's purse, and you certainly couldn't carry one in your pocket or in your everyday carry bag. That's changed today, and I'm going to talk about the concept of a light and lights that you should have. I'm going to use the SureFire backup and the Streamlight Strion. Today everyone should carry at least one light on them, on their person, at all times, obviously except when you're sleeping, and then you should have one very close at hand. Preferably 2. In this case, one of these is everyday carry on my person and next to my bed, and the other is always in the car. And I'll talk about some of the specifications that you really need to consider. Brand is not as important today as utility and specification, so we'll talk about that. For everyday carry, something like this, which is a SureFire Backup E1. Now what's good about this light is its form factor, which means it fits very nicely in the fist, which means it can be hidden if you're walking at night, and then you can turn and use the light just by a push of the button and disorient someone who might be a threat. You can also use the bevel as a striking point, and you're not at risk of hurting yourself. You can use it if you're trained to strengthen the fist if you're going to use a fist ball. But remember, if you do that, you run the risk of breaking something, usually a hand if you're not trained and do that well. But the primary purpose is to have a light that is compact and will easily fit, in this case with a clip, into the pocket or usefully in some kind of area on a purse. Now, this uses the standard 1, 2, 3 batteries. But what's different, and what I absolutely encourage everyone to do, is to use rechargeable 1, 2, 3 batteries. And what that does, you don't have to have a million boxes of these things. As a civilian, it is highly unlikely that you're going to be running in some kind of tactical situation where this light is going to be on more than a few minutes, either in full mode or in low light. So having well, in this case it takes 1, having 3 or 4 rechargeable batteries works. The brand of rechargeable 1, 2, 3s that I've chosen is Tenergy. These fit in a charger that's designed for these, and it's very light and they go anywhere. This fits into any tool that requires 1, 2, 3 batteries. One of the things to consider when getting any light are lumens. That's the brightness factor, one of the measures anyway, of a light. In the case of the E1 backup from SureFire, this light has 200 lumens. Now, I would not recommend carrying any light with less than 150 lumens, because the brightness factor, you can't reach out with the beam far enough with, in my opinion, less than that. This one has 200 lumens, and that's at high beam, and at low beam it has 10. And for those of us who are over 50, actually over 45, depending on your eyeballs, you almost need this if you're in a typical restaurant to read the menu, because nobody has enough light for old people's eyes. Now, if you are in a defensive situation and you need to identify a threat, having something that's 200 lumens works. This also will fit in most tactical light holders that go on either a handgun or a rifle. That's not the reason that I got this. I got this so I could have a bright light on my person at all times. And if I needed to have something in my hand, I could walk at night concealed and use the light as a deterrent or a detractor, or just be able to find something a little farther away to identify either an object or where I am. This is the SureFire Backup E1. Now, this retails for about $220, $235. It'll last forever. So this is not a throwaway tool. It's something that you will have for a very long time. I highly recommend this tool or something like it. Remember, rechargeable batteries, 1, 2, 3s, and 200, or in this case 150 or more lumens. In this case it's 200, and the ability to select high or low. For more robust uses, you go to something like the Streamlight Strion LED. You notice this is not designed to clip in your pocket. This is designed to fit in a weapons light holder or just as a regular carry type light. You notice it doesn't fit real well or hide real well inside the palm of your hand. It doesn't have a striking area on the back, and the bezel is fairly straightforward. Nothing serrated on there. So it's not, it's heavy enough to be used as a handheld tool if you need to, but this is designed primarily as a industrial strength light. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, this is 250 lumens and has a reach of about 200 yards or 200 meters. Trust me, it brightens up the night. Something like this can really help in an emergency. I keep this in the car right next to my seat at all times. I don't bring it in the house because I have the other one for that. Now, what's good about this light is it's extremely powerful. Extremely powerful light, and it can be selected, the beam can be selected from the 250 lumens down to 10. And it has a strobe function for disorientation, but we're talking about civilians, not law enforcement or operators or soldiers. But as a utility light, this is the rebirth of what we used to know as a mag light on steroids. Now, this retails for in the $250 range as well. So between the first light, which was a SureFire, and this, you're talking about $500 for utilitarian and tactical lighting that you will have pretty much forever. So if you can amortize that over a year or 5 years, it ends up being less than you spend on coffee. Everyone should have a light, at least 2. pocket and one in your car. This light is fully rechargeable, and these are the recharging contact points, right? So the charger that comes with it is this, and as you can see, these are the contact points, and the light fits in, and then this charger can plug into a 12 volt like in your car, or into an AC outlet. So you can have your light being charged at all times. That's not necessary because this battery lasts a while, but you really want to have a charger available close to the light. Streamlight Strion, highly recommended as a utility light for you to have in your home or in your car or RV.